The Tunnel of Temptation, Brazil's $70 million underground odyssey. What if the perfect crime wasn't a smash and grab in the spotlight, but a subterranean siege waged in silence, a band of shadows carving through Earth's belly for months, emerging like phantoms to plunder a nation's vault and vanish with enough cash to buy a small army? Imagine a fortress bank, its 3-ton vault door mocking intruders, breached not by explosives or hackers, but by sheer sweaty audacity. 35 tons of Brazilian reais, $70 million USD, siphoned through a 256-foot wormhole of wood, wire, and willpower. On August 6, 2005, as Fortaleza's humid night cloaked their triumph, a gang of 25 ordinary laborers turned masterminds pulled off the boldest bank job in history. Their fake landscaping firm, a Trojan horse for hellish ambition, discovered at dawn like a bad dream. The heist left Brazil reeling, the FBI's South American wing chasing ghosts, and $62 million still melting into myth. Was it the work of a vanished visionary Chico or a syndicate's subterranean symphony? As 2025 marks the 20th anniversary, with fresh federal probes unearthing GPS-jammed clues, one truth glints. In the dirt, no alarm can scream. Descend with me into this damp descent, where every shovelful was a heartbeat closer to fortune or folly. The facade of flowers, a garden of deception, takes root. It began in the sweltering spring of 2005, Fortaleza's sun-baked streets alive with the hum of everyday enterprise. A nondescript rental at Rua 25 de Março, 69, once a quiet home, sprouted a fake landscaping business, Agropecuaria, its sign a sly wink to neighbors. We plant dreams in the earth. Behind the facade, 25 men, unemployed masons, ex-cons, and dreamers led by the elusive Chico, real name Luis Fernando Ribeiro, a wiry ex-con with a gambler's grin, pooled their grit for glory. Their target? The Banco Central. Do Brazil, 80 meters away. A concrete colossus with seismic sensors, infrared beams, and a vault door weighing 3 tons, guarding 160 million reais in unmarked bills. 35 tons. For 3 months, they toiled in shifts, 24/7, the house a hive of hushed hammers. No power tools, too noisy, just picks, shovels, and wheelbarrows dumping 35 tons of red clay into backyard landscaping beds, at night, disguised as soil deliveries. The tunnel? A claustrophobic coffin, 78 meters, 256 feet long, 70 centimeters high, 60 centimeters wide, shored with eucalyptus beams lit by fiber optic cables snaked from the house, ventilated by PVC pipes humming like hidden lungs. Rain flooded it twice, forcing frantic bailing. A cave-in nearly buried 2 alive, their screams muffled by the earth. Chico's mantra, whispered over black market walkies. One mistake and we're fertilizer. By August, the beast was born, a marvel of low-tech lunacy, GPS jammers on the house to spoof satellites, its mouth yawning under the bank's foundations like a serpent's maw. The burrowing beast. 3 months of sweat, secrets, and near misses. Every night the gardeners descended, headlamps flickering like fireflies in hell, the air thick with clay dust and desperation. Foreman Antonio Jussara, arrested 2006, later confessed the terror. We dug like moles, blind and breathless, praying the bank wouldn't feel our heartbeat. They hit bedrock at 20 meters, dynamite too risky, switched to jackhammers muffled in blankets, vibrations masked by a rented generator for irrigation. A 10-meter vertical shaft dropped to the horizontal bore, rails laid for wheelbarrows hauling dirt. 35 tons excavated, some trucked to distant dumps, the rest fertilizer for fake flower beds. Sensational scare. At 50 meters, a water main burst, flooding the pit. They bailed 12 hours with buckets. One man nearly drowned, his gasp echoing like a death rattle. Chico's iron rule. No phones, no names, cash paid weekly in unmarked envelopes. 25 souls bound by greed and fear. By July, probes hit vault concrete. They switched to diamond-tipped drills, sparks flying like stars in the void. The bank's seismic alarms? Silent. Chico's insider tip, a bribed guard, jammed them with a $5,000 electromagnetic pulse device from Sao Paulo's black market. August 5th, the final push. Torch cuts through the floor, a 1-meter hole into the vault's belly, the air shifting from clay to cold cash. If these earth-shaking excavations, where every clod concealed catastrophe, have you gripped by the grind of genius gone rogue, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Behind the Veil Truths, for more subterranean scandals that burrow into the bold, The Vault's Violation, a Weekend of Whispered Wealth. August 6, 2005, the weekend veil falls. Bank closed for inventory, guards sparse. At dusk, the crew slithers in, headlamps off to avoid vault sensors, the tunnel a black artery pulsing with 25 heartbeats. Chico first, flashlight piercing the gloom. The vault yawned open, 160 million reais in bundles stacked like bricks. 35 tons of 100 raised notes, crisp and unmarked. A fortune that could buy Fortaleza twice over. No alarms, pre-dug vent shafts, spoofed motion detectors. They worked in fevered frenzy, stuffing duffels, lining wheelbarrows with plastic, hauling the haul hand over hand up rails slick with sweat. A near nightmare. At 2 a.m., a loose beam groans, dumping a ton of earth. Two pinned, freed by frantic shovels, their gasps muffled to whispers. By dawn Sunday, the vault's a husk, 70 million $160M, vanished into the vein, the gang surfacing caked in clay, eyes wild with what-ifs. Chico's command, scatter, no contact, launder through Amazonian crypto fronts. Monday, August 7th, bankers gape at the 1-meter hole, a yawning accusation. Fortaleza freezes, Brazil erupts. Dawn broke on chaos. Police swarm the tunnel, a 78-meter scar of shame, wood props like bones of a beached whale, fiber cables trailing like nerves. 8 arrested by year's end. Jussara, a welder with tunnel scars on his hands, but Chico, a specter, fleeing to Colombia with the core crew. $20 million recovered in suitcases under beds, laundered via fake businesses. The rest? Melted into the ether. 2025's federal probe unearths GPS logs showing jammers, spoofed satellites, cash funneled to Amazon crypto wallets that vanished like vapor. Netflix's 2022 doc The Great Robbery spilled survivor tales. One digger haunted by cave-in dreams, another whispering Chico's alive, plotting in the Andes. The boldest scar, no violence, no guns, just a hole that hollowed a nation's trust, inspiring copycat tunnels from Mexico to Mumbai. The eternal echo, a legacy of loopholes and lost legends. 20 years on, the Banco Central Borough isn't buried. It's a blueprint. It's $62 million ghost funding favelas and feuds. 2025's anniversary raids nabbing a Chico lieutenant with recut bills in his mattress. Brazil's central bank vaults now bristle with AI seismic nets, but the thrill lingers. What if Chico's alive, his next tunnel under Brasilia? In a world of cyber cracks, this dirt-dug daring endures, a testament to human grit over gadgetry. If this underground uprising has you tunneling for more tales of triumph and terror, subscribe to Behind the Veil. Truths on YouTube. We'll keep digging the depths, unearthing one audacious abyss at a time. What's the next fortune waiting in the dark?